Hey everyone, Chris Lewis from Fox 47's Digital Newsroom. Really excited to be joined by Dr. Matt Helm at Michigan State University, who's the director of the graduate student life here at Michigan State, but he's also involved with the Fatherhood Forum. And this is a event that is coming up here in only a few weeks on September 20th. We're going to talk to him about this and learn a little bit more about the forum. So Matt, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to be with you, Chris.
You know, I was really excited because fatherhood is so important, and not only important to me personally as a father, but just in general, the importance of fathers in children's lives. So tell me a little bit about the history of the Fatherhood Forum. Why did you get involved with it? Why did you start it?
I was talking to a colleague of mine, Lori Strom, 6 or 7 years ago, and she worked for the Parent Resource Center, which is now our work-life office here at Michigan State. And we were talking about all of the different supports that are in place for women and mother here at Michigan State University. And we got to talking about, what we could do for men and fathers and supporting them in their work lives, knowing that we have certain desires, certain urges to be more involved in our children's lives. And in lots of organizations, that there's just not a lot of attention given to men as parents. So that's how it started. And we just said, let's organize an event, let's invite fathers in, and let's see how it goes.
Now, so you've been doing this now for a few years, and what's been the response thus far?
We had a really positive response. That's why we've done it for 6 years now. So basically, the very first year, we had about 100 fathers show up and some mothers and caregivers. And so we started to explore, okay, if fathers really are desiring this and wanting to be connected and wanting the support, we found that mothers wanted to learn about the fathers. We found that mothers and caregivers wanted to know more about their men. And so we started to just open it up to anyone who wanted to participate and learn about what it meant to be a father. In many cases, what it's like to be a man, how we're developed and socialized as men, because many men are partnered and in a relationship or married. And so we wanted to make sure in terms of elements of fatherhood that we supported each of these unique roles that men are in the world. So.
Now, if someone decides that they want to attend, they want to come and experience this for themselves, what should they expect?
They should expect a really safe container. They should expect that they can come and bring the authenticity of who they are, that they are going to get to see a broad range of fathers, a broad range of experiences as fathers. We'll have grandfathers there. We'll have fathers of every age. We'll have LGBT fathers. We'll have every kind of relational status you can think of in terms of a father. And then we'll have various workshops that they can participate in. This year I'm giving a workshop that's called Father as Warrior. And so I'm going to be talking about just the kind of warrior stance you need to take in this culture to be a father and to not be kind of boxed in or pigeoned into being a certain type of father. So we'll have things on, how to be an educator as a father, how to support your children in their educational experience. In years past, we've had programs for divorced fathers so that we can support them no matter where they're at in their parenting trajectory. So just a wide variety. We'll do a barbershop where, men can really open up and there won't be any women in that. So this will be just for the men to share vulnerably their truth about what it's like to be a father. We'll also do a beauty shop. So it's for the women to come and share their experience as mothers and women. So.
Now, is there a cost to this? Is this something that just anybody can come to?
Yeah, this is open to the public. So we expect we'll get a wide variety of people from the surrounding community. In the past we've had teen fathers come from the local communities around here. It's a great experience for them because they can see the men and have some mentoring experiences around fatherhood. We'll have certainly people from Michigan State, fathers from Michigan State, mothers from Michigan State University, and just from all around, all of the different social support, social services, all the organizations that help families will be a part of our kind of our resource fair as well.
Now, you've been doing this for 6 years. Are there any stories that you can share with me that really encapsulate that you've hit the mark, that you have, you're really impacting the father that is attending this?
Yeah, every year there's been multiple experiences, multiple stories about men who open up. Our keynote speakers every year open up and share from the heart. And I think one of my favorite things to see is when the young fathers hear from kind of a wise elder of a father who's basically lived out the experience of a father, so there's wisdom in the room. And my favorite is watching these young teen fathers approach these more seasoned fathers and ask for advice and ask for help. That happens every single year. My favorite story is when a teen father came up to me and asked if he could have my card and call me, and he did call me. And so to be able to mentor a young father who's just starting out is such a valuable thing that we offer. And the other thing that happens is, that I think is just beautiful, is the space that gets created for fathers to open up and to share who they are. We have every type of father you can imagine, from every single class, from every race, from LGBT fathers. A space gets created for them to be real. And so at the beginning of the day, it's a little slow going, but you feel the trust and the safety start to develop, and then fathers begin to share the fullness of who they are from the capacity that they have. So, last year's keynote speaker, Dr. Dagbovi, he lost his wife. Part of his story was she died in her sleep, and he had 3 young boys, and he became a single father, a widowed single father in his early 30s, and you could have heard a pin drop in the room as he was talking about grieving, and he was talking about fathering his children from that time on, and the impact that had, and that's every keynote speaker has a story like that. The impact that had on the attendees was really beautiful. And so you can expect to see that again this year at this year's Fatherhood Forum. Not only our keynotes and the networking and the connections that men make with each other. There's a real attention given to the way that men are socialized and conditioned in this culture. And one of the missions of the Fatherhood Forum is to create a space where we can start some of that deconditioning, some of that healing process, so that men can actually parent their children from a more whole place, from a more healed place. Call it giving the love that heals. Most parents, a lot of times, they've been so molded and shaped as parents that they just project that onto their children. And so what we do is we kind of expose that. We help people to step into the fullness of who they are, examine the ways they were parented, so that they can become conscious in their parenting, so that who these children are that are born into this world can develop into the fullness of who they are. And so part of the Fatherhood Forum is to give an environment for that too.
Well, I really want to say thank you for sharing this and for putting this together. It is definitely needed in society today to bring fathers together, whether they are young fathers, their grandfathers, whatever it might be. So, Matt, thank you for joining us. I will put a link in the comments here in just a little bit so that you can find where you can sign up to be able to attend. And we wish you all the best as you get ready for the forum on September 20th at Lansing Community College's West Campus, and Fox 47 may even be there. So we'll have to see it and be able to come out and see how this event unfolds.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.